prices are a bit of an obsession for Singaporeans. Where are the latest $1 million HDB flats located, and how much did that new super penthouse sell for? Well, in our new Invest segment on The Big Story, today we are discussing property trends to watch out for in 2022. Christine Sun, Senior Vice President for Research and Analytics at Orange Tea and Thai, has contributed this piece to the Straits Times on how the market will perform next year and what to look out for. Well, Christine joins me now. Welcome to The Big Story, Christine. So, a warning yesterday from the Monetary Authority of Singapore about rising mortgage debt ahead of possible interest rate rises. How will that impact the market next year? And do you also think it will discourage people from buying property?
Well, I don't really think that this will discourage many people from buying properties right now, because currently many of the buyers are actually buying either for their own stay or for long-term investment. So what we are seeing is that for speculative buying activities, it's also very low due to the presence of the seller stamp duty. But of course, that said, I think that authorities will keep a very close watch on the market, especially to ensure homeowners continue to be prudent in their property purchase and they do not overstretch their finances. What we are seeing is that although there are already levers out there, for example, like the TDSR or MSR, to ensure homeowners do not over leverage, but there could still be some pockets of buyers who may be overstretching their finances. So these could be families who have sold their flats recently and they bought maybe 2 private properties, or others who have taken up a maximum loan without giving much buffer. So these are the people that perhaps the authorities are more aware of. And of course, but if you are talking about genuine buyers who can afford, and those people who are buying luxury properties where their finances may not be too affected, so these people will likely continue to buy properties next year, because what we are seeing is that supply will likely get more limited. And many of these people, let's say example like those HDB upgraders who have sold their units recently, they probably will still continue to buy because they need a replacement home.
Right. So on that note, Christine, thousands of HDB upgraders buying condos this year. Is that likely to continue next year, you think?
Yes, I think the trend may continue next year, because this year, what we are seeing is that many of these homeowners have sold their flats to capitalize on the fast rising resale flat prices, and they are actually looking for replacement homes. So what we have observed is that many of these HDB upgraders, they are buying condominiums in the suburban or city fringe areas, which are relatively more affordable. For next year, what we are seeing is that there may be more HDB flats reaching MOP, and if there are no property curbs and HDB flat prices continue to rise, we may expect more of these HDB upgraders to continue to sell their flats, and then they will upgrade to condominiums. And what we have also observed is that many of these flat owners this year, they were able to sell their flats above 700,000, and some were even able to sell their flats for more than $1 million. So in that sense, it puts them in a better position to upgrade to a private property.
Another trend to possibly watch out for next year, Christine, what's the outlook for the rental market? Do you see demand picking up in the next few months?
Yes, I think if we are barring any new developments from the Omicron variant, or border controls are not being tightened extensively, then I think rental demand is poised to bounce back stronger next year because of the opening of international borders. And of course, we have established a lot of these vaccinated travel lanes with many countries. So with that, we are expecting more foreign expats, business partners, and even students to return. And all these people will prop up the rental demand for the overall market. And of course, if the opening continues, employment may start to pick up in certain sectors. For example, like hospitality, mines, tourism. And with that, we may see more EP holders coming in. And these people may help to prop up rental demand for the HDB and mass market segments. So what we are expecting is that rents have been rising over the past year. And because of the tight supply of completed homes, because we know that there's been delays in terms of construction. So we estimate that rents may continue to rise next year, maybe even at a faster pace of between 8 and 11% because of the higher demand and smaller supply. And of course, we also anticipate that leasing volume may also rise by maybe 3 to 4% to around 95,000 to about 100,000 units.
Christine, I want to get your opinion on one more thing before I let you go. The collective sale market, which has been a little quiet in recent years. Do you expect any major en-bloc activity in 2022?
Yes, I think the en bloc market could also be another segment that we'll be looking at closely, because we are expecting a moderate return of interest next year, because many developers are actually very keen to replenish their land bank. Although we may not see that kind of en bloc frenzy that we experienced in 2017 or 2018, but there is certainly a stirring of activities that we've seen in recent months. So if we look at the news articles recently, there are already a few major en bloc sales that have taken place recently. For example, like Thomson View Condominium, Peace Centre, Thiam Siew Avenue, Flynn Park, Wharton Estate Condominium, and so on. So you can see that the pickup in all these successful en bloc activities may indicate for us that there are still many land staff developers who are on the lookout for good land sites to show up their land banks. So many of these developers have been paring down their stock, especially over the past 2 years, because of the good take-up for new homes. So well located and especially those attractively priced developments may see higher chance of en bloc success next year.
Well, thank you so much for those insights, Christine Sun there, Senior Vice President for Research and Analytics at Orange Tea & Thai. For more property trends to watch out for in 2022, including some major upcoming project launches, you'll find Christine's article at this website below.